James' house, LeBron's kingdom, and Bosh's pit, baby.
Yes, we did! Yes, we did! World know, not just this league. We're gonna make the world know that the Heat is back. Let's get it done, man. Let's get this thing done. Hola. ¿Cómo están? Yo estoy muy bien. Muy bien. We're going to challenge each other in practice. And the way we're going to challenge each other to get better in practice, once the game starts, I mean, it's going to be easy.
But we also know you three kings came down here to win championships. Not one, championships.
Not two.
LeBron, tell us about that.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7. Hey.
Welcome to the Behind the Bench Sports Network, man. This is Kobe Bryant from Rome. And let's get into this topic, right? Let's get into this, man. First off, just off the bat, I want to say it like this, bro. If you got a weak heart, if you're a coward, if you're selfish, you know what I'm saying? If you're sensitive, or if you're feminine, you know what I'm saying? This video ain't for you. This is about facts. This is about the truth. This is about history. This is about respect. And this is about manhood, right? More manhood than basketball, right? I don't care who the GOAT is. But for some reason, this means everything to Rich Paul. He's on this campaign of pushing LeBron as the GOAT. And I understand the man's an agent, right? But I've never seen an agent go this far, go through this many lengths to push his client, right? I've never seen an agent try to control narratives and agendas. Now, agents are supposed to hype up their clients, but I've never seen agents do it so disrespectfully, so with bad taste, so much without class, right? These dudes are classless, bro. Rich Paul goes on the Pat McAfee show, the same Pat McAfee who was talking shit behind LeBron James' back, right? Saying he don't like him, you know what I'm saying? He don't like anything about him, and his dude's hard to like and this and that, right? He's a buffoon, all the shit, right? He goes up there and he says there wasn't a big three. See, the thing is this, right? There's this new push by all of LeBron's friends to write off any criticism as nostalgia, right? So I guess this is nostalgia, right? If we look back and say that Chris Bosh was part of the big three, I guess they're going to say that's nostalgia, right? Everything that these dudes do is disrespectful. These clowns are in the media every single day. Your name is attached to fuck shit. Every single day, bruh. I was talking to J. Cool. And by the way, y'all subscribe to J Rock Sports Talk. I was talking to him behind the scenes, and I said, look, I really want to honor this guy, man. Like, I really want to, because I do highlight videos on my channel. Every basketball player who played in the 2000s, right? I tried to do as many guys as I can, even guys from the 60s, 70s. I like highlighting great players. So I was thinking, hey, let's do, I want to do a LeBron video. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that rubs me the wrong way about this guy, right? And just when I'm about to do it, and I'm saying, like, let me sit back and let me appreciate these guys in today's game, because there's a lot of talent in today's game. Every single day, these dudes are saying something disrespectful in order to boost this dude's legacy up, right? In order to beef him up and act like he took the same path as Michael Jordan. You did not take the same path as Michael Jordan. You did not take the same path as Kobe. Let it be, bruh. Let it be. You stacked the deck. You took advantage of free agency, right? Somebody who you disrespected, like Oscar Robertson in his era, the 70s, right? The 60s, the 70s. You disrespected his era, but he was the one who paved free agency for you. So you could be able to make money. You could be able to make moves and go where you want to go, right? But you got this clown, this crony, right? One of your henchmen, one of your goons, one of your ass kissers, and Rich Paul always spinning a narrative for you, right? I wasn't covering LeBron topics like that. I was mainly dealing with the media. The media was the one pushing the LeBron stuff. That's the first thing I noticed, and shitting on Kobe. So I was just dealing with, back in the day when I first started my YouTube channel, I was just dealing with the Kobe disrespect by the media. And I said, why they keep trying to push LeBron and just shit on all over Kobe? And then I seen Rich Paul do an interview with Shannon Sharp where he's mad because other players got Kobe in their top 5. So these dudes, bro, they take little shots. They try to give backhanded compliments. He was trying to say, well, Chris Bosh is professional, right? Man, he's just this professional guy. No, bro, he was an all-star. He was a perennial all-star. He was more than just a guy who showed up and did his job with a high IQ. He was one of the best players in the league. You can't take that from him. You loser. You fucking loser. You can't take that from him. And the reason why we get so upset is because, bro, it's disrespectful as fuck. We were there. I watched LeBron James' whole career. I watched him in high school. I watched him grow up in the league. Great player. But we were there, bro. You're doing this Mind the Game podcast, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to start NBA history all over again and start it with your era. They try to say, oh, well, you guys just need to get over the past. No, we don't. No, we don't. It's called legacy. When you, as a man, play for your legacy as a basketball player, people remember you after you're gone. So even though Kobe's not here, even though Mike's not playing no more, even though Moses Malone is gone, even though Wilt Chamberlain is gone, and all these other great players, even though they're no longer here, they're immortalized forever. That's the whole point of you building a statue. Now, should players have statues, right? I mean, you could argue that because we should only be worshiping God, right? But it's pretty much a tribute to their legacy. So when they're no longer here, we remember these great men for what they did on the court. You're trying to take that away from Chris Bosh, the person who sacrificed the most. Chris Bosh, before he went to Miami, was averaging 24 and 10, bro. 24 and 10. And I have to hear these same fools cry about Pau Gasol, who was averaging 19 points per game. And by the way, that team was not even close to making the playoffs. They were like dead last in the league. Right? But you get a third guy in there in Miami, which is why they announced each one of your decisions separately. You guys were like rock stars. Instant success. That's what everybody expected. You guys took the stage and danced your ass off. Chris Bosh took the hit. He had to change his game. He had to shoot long 3-pointers. He had to be away from the basket. He had to sit there and play power forward and center. He had to switch to center. Right? Chris Bosh would still give you 18 as a third option. And he was still making the all-star team while being a third option. Which is incredible. Right? Chris Bosh, bro, was matched up with Tim Duncan. He was the one holding it down. He was the one matched up with great power forwards that you guys played against, the big men. He was the one. So why would you take that from him? You scumbag. You're a bad person, bro. Why would you take that shit from him? Why would you do that from him? Why would you do that from him? To control what the younger generation thinks about you? You you got dudes online, Gilbert Arenas, talking about how Miami, you did more for Miami than they did for you. Are you serious? Are you serious? The culture, the Heat culture, is what helped you be greater than you were. You were making those defensive teams when you were in Miami. You had discipline in Miami. Wade had to teach you how to win. I know your fans don't like that, but that's the truth. He had to close out games because you couldn't do it. There's a clip online of Stephen A asking, do the Lakers do the Heat need to trade and try and get Kobe so Kobe could close out games for LeBron? Like, are you serious? You were that bad when it came to the clutch. Everybody's trying to rewrite this. But just like Paul Pierce say, and all of the older guys who played during that time, how did we guard this dude? We sagged off of him, and he missed the shot. He did not have a consistent jumper back then. That is basketball analysis. That's not a shot at him. That's not to tear him down. That's called criticism. That's called constructive criticism. Get in the gym and work on your fucking jump shot. But everybody will say, oh, well, they're just picking on LeBron. No, that's criticism, bro. If you can't work on your if you're not good at something, people are gonna call it out. You guys don't mind calling out when Ben Simmons ain't good at shooting threes, or Jason Kidd when he wasn't good at shooting threes. Hell, Gary Payton wasn't good at shooting threes at one point. He had to work on his game. He started receiving criticism for that. That's how it goes. And as far as this GOAT conversation goes, the Richard Jeffersons, the Shannon Fries, all of this niggas teammates, the whole 2016 Cavaliers team that's in the media, that was on his bench, somehow they all make it into the media. They're trying to get mad at us because we're comparing him to Mike and Kobe, and they go off on the fans. But the only reason why he's being compared to them is because he called himself the GOAT. If you're the GOAT, that means you're the greatest of all time, which doesn't exist. It's all opinionated. But for the sake of conversation, that means you're the greatest of all time, which means you're going to be compared to the other eras. Stop gaslighting people, bro. I'm tired of you guys gaslighting people. You guys say something stupid, and then the fans react. They're already pissed off because we're getting gaslighted every day by you guys. You guys say something and then we react, and then you're pissing the fans off even more and more the more you speak. The only reason why people get on your son is because you said he was better than all those other players that you were watching on League Pass. This shit lightweight hilarious. You said that. Nobody forced you to say that. And then when your son plays bad, then you want to play the victim. You're the one gaslighting. Y'all the one gaslighting, hyping this shit up. Y'all the one doing this. We should be just talking about the game of basketball, but now we talking about fatherhood. Just gaslighting shit, bro. Just gaslighting shit. Stop it. Shut up. Shut the fuck up, bro. Enough is enough, bro. Just play the game, and people will sit back and enjoy a great player that you are. Just play the game, bro. Rich Paul should stop talking. Matter of fact, the NBA should do an investigation on how you as a player can have this much power and influence over an agency. You've been getting away with that shit for years. And nobody said nothing. Adam Silver doesn't say anything. Right? There's fair criticism, and of course, everybody's going to criticize you for shit you can't help. They did it to Mike. They did it to Kobe. Mike received criticism for his father. Kobe received criticism for a multitude of things. Even playing with Shaq and winning with, even when he was winning, he was still facing criticism. They asked the question, was he even, could he win without Shaq? Even when he was winning, everybody receives criticism. Some of it's unfair. Man up, bro. Man up. Don't disrespect Chris Bosh, bro. You guys don't understand, bro. This dude disrespect. He has people around him that disrespected the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and now he's working on the two. Well, he was working on 2000s because they were shitting on Kobe, and now he's working on the 2010s with Chris Bosh. You guys literally disrespect every era. When I say you guys, I'm talking about you and Clutch Sports and all your media guys and all your former athletes. And by the way, let me talk to these former athletes real quick. I'm getting really sick and tired of y'all not saying nothing when this dude does fuck shit. When Rich Paul comes out and he says something, bro, get on his ass, bro. You should not be letting this dude disrespect all these players, bro. That's why I'm proud and I'm happy that Eddie House stood up for himself and said something, bro. When he made that stupid comment on Mind the Game podcast. Mind the Game, they teach you 2 plays and then they go into rewriting history. Right? I was sitting back and I was like, yo, this Mind the Game could be a great thing. Teaching the game of basketball, teaching the plays and the whatnot. This could be a great thing. But then this fool goes on to recreating all of the criticism that he was facing. He's just trying to recreate the scenario and what happened. Bro, we know what happened. We watched. You over here talking about how difficult Jameer Nelson was to guard, but Jameer Nelson wasn't even in playing you guys in the Eastern Conference Finals, bro. You're a liar, bro. Stop this shit. Stop it, bro. Stop. Stop with the narratives, bro. Stop with the lies, bro. We watched you, bro. Your teams were good back then. You fell short. Accept responsibility. You tried to blame your bench when you were in Miami on that podcast. Now you're sitting there saying Chris Bosh wasn't part of the big 3? Really? Really? The guy who sacrificed a lot? Because he's not going to be known as one of those. He's still going to be known as one of the great power forwards, but his career would be even better. Wade sacrificed a lot for you. You didn't even go to his Hall of Fame ceremony, bro. Are you serious, bro? Are you serious? Are you serious right now, bro? Like, enough is enough, man. This shit is sickening, bro. This shit is sickening, bro. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have fans in the comment section, some of his fan base in the comment section. Bro, go play with your Barbie dolls, man. This is about integrity, bro. This is about manhood. I'm not even really talking about basketball per se. This is about just being a man, bro. Just having some cojones, man. Just being respectable human being. Doing right by the people who do right by you, bro. Chris Bosh took a back seat and he helped you win. You were the one saying if it wasn't for him, opening up the floor, you would have had a harder time. When he was a stretch big, he's not just no other guy. This dude's one of the most skilled big men in the history of the NBA. He could shoot the 3. He could shoot the mid-range. He could post up. He's a good shot blocker. He's a good athlete. He runs the floor. He works hard. He's an Olympic gold medalist. Did y'all forget that? Stop with this bullshit. 11-time All-Star, man. Trying to make it seem, he won't. He technically, if you look at it, he wasn't a big 3. Like, man, go screw yourself, bro. Go screw yourself, bro. There's video footage where you can watch these niggas dancing on stage, bro. They're being presented to the Miami Heat together. Stop this shit. Stop, bro. Stop the bullshit. But anyways, this is my little response to that shit, man. Hopefully these dudes will just play. They just let them play basketball and like just stop trying to control the narratives, man. Stop it, bro. You're not Michael Jordan. You didn't do the same thing as Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan stayed on his team. And he got people on his team, but he stayed on his team. He wasn't trying to sit there and get the top 5 players in the NBA. Okay? He wasn't trying to do that. What you did was the equivalent of Jokic and Giannis teaming up and then adding Sabonis. That's what you did. Or adding Sangoon. That's what you did, bro. That's what you did, bro. Like it's crazy, bro. Like stop, bro. Go away. Go have dinner with Adele, bro. Like leave this stuff alone, bro. Stop talking. And I want to say this before I head out, man. The whole industry is fake, bro. These NBA players, they don't like each other. They don't like him. They pretend to like him for business opportunities, bro. Like I know y'all got to eat, but come on, bro. Call this shit out. Y'all don't like him. Pat McAfee don't like him, but gotta pretend. Stephen A don't like him. And you know how you know these guys are pretending and faking? We never heard anything about Stephen A not liking LeBron until he got into it, Will. He always says, great father, great this, great that. Then the first thing that come out of his mouth when they have problems is, I never liked you. You're a backstabber. So you know all this stuff. Then why you keep praising this dude as this wonderful person if he's this bad of a person? They all fake, bro. And I love James Worthy, but James Worthy, you as well, talking shit about Bronny before they when you were off the mic, off the record, right? They still kept the cameras rolling. You talking about how this dude don't belong in the league, the Celtics did things the right way, blah blah blah. And when you get on in front of the cameras, oh yeah, he's a great kid. He's got so much potential. All this stuff. Like, bro, everybody's fake, bro. Just keep it real, man. Just keep it shit real, man. But anyways, man, I gotta go, bro. This is Kobe Bryant Film Room, man. Shout out to the bench crew, Rashad, Kelvin, JB, and Big Dog Talk Sports.